core promise of Bitcoin, as we both remember vividly, was that I would be able to conduct transactions, buy goods and services privately without federal control. That there was anonymity because it was digital, and I could sort of have freedom in the things that I bought. How exactly did they control conversation about that? You say that they censored the discussion boards. Can you explain exactly how that works?
So there were two main discussion platforms where everybody was talking about Bitcoin. And that one was called bitcointalk.org. And then another was our Bitcoin on Reddit. And everybody was busy talking about Bitcoin in those places. And the same anonymous individual managed to get moderatorship position or ownership of both of those forums. And one day he decided to turn on the censorship, and they would ban anybody that would state anything that wasn't in line with the small block propaganda about Bitcoin. And when the censorship first began, people started a thread on Reddit complaining about the censorship. At that point, it was the most upvoted thread ever in the entire history of that Bitcoin subreddit. And what did they do? They then deleted that post as well and banned the people that were participating in that post. And the censorship still goes on to this very day. If you go on our Bitcoin or bitcointalk.org and post anything in favor of Bitcoin being able to scale to be money for the world, they will ban your account.
Well, no, I actually believe the underlying technology is fantastic because the blockchain will help you accelerate the processes of transactions. The blockchain will help you identify. I mean, let's be clear. If you have a pure blockchain and you have knowledge of who the buyers and sellers are, we could then, we don't need custodians anymore. Okay.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. Another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel, Scriptures and Wall Street. We need a lot of help over there. We're trying to get a lot of views and listeners, and there is some content there that I don't put on these networks. So if you're on whatever network you're watching this on, head over to rumble.com, type in Scriptures and Wall Street. Don't forget to click and like. Furthermore, my disclosure here, everything on this podcast I say today is not investment advice, but should be utilized for education and information purposes only. So if I talk about a stock, that doesn't say, hey, well, Carlos told me to buy it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about information. So read between the lines there. With all that being said, holy smokes, man. Like, how are you guys feeling right now in the markets? How are you enjoying the end of 2024? Are you happy that Trump is getting in? Are you happy that things are moving quickly? More importantly, what are some risks that are associated with the things that are out right now? Thank you, Eugene. I did use some Flonase. For those of you who know, I have bad allergies. Whenever it gets cold, I say colder in Florida. It got down to 38 one night, which is freezing cold for us Floridians, by the way. It's just, it happens every year, so it's hard for me to podcast. And then I feel like $1 million when I get a little glimpse of feeling better, so to speak. But in regards to the phone calls this week, we got a lot of phone calls on Social Security. And I just want to reiterate something here that we've talked about, 3 years now, is that if you own a 401k, if you own a traditional IRA, you will be taxed on that money when you pull it out. The problem is many people have millions of dollars inside of their 401ks or IRAs. They don't even know how much they're going to be taxed when they pull it out. So this is a huge problem going into this government spin that we are. And Trump is spending a boatload of money. All right. Let's not ignore that. The socialists spend a ton of money, and he's going to spend a lot of money trying to refix everything that was thrown in his face. Also, inflation is going to be massive. inflation is just going to probably be just as bad as Kamala if she was in. And, you know, I could care less because our clients are going to be protected. We're going to make money off of the inflation bomb that I spoke of last week. As soon as those tariffs hit, you better have your advisor or have them on speed dial to let them know, hey, what are we doing for high inflation? Are we investing in commodities safely? Is there index opportunities? Because if you're stuck in treasuries, which is not a bad deal because the market would eventually come down. And if you don't know what you're doing, most people are in treasuries. A lot of money managers have a huge 30-40% allocation to treasuries anyway, because they're happy with the 4.5%, 5% yields that you're getting on a 2-year, 5-year, and 10-year treasury. But look, the buy and hold is all gone. No longer should you just hold a stock and expect it to go up every single year outside of Nvidia and Netflix and Tesla, the Magnificent Seven. Buy and hold doesn't work, y'all. Like, there is a huge problem there. It works if you're 40 years young and you have 30 years of retirement to build. That's when it works. But right now, in your retirement age, 55 to 65, you better de-risk. Like, that's suitable. Maybe you have half your money at risk. The other half, put it in a green money solution. The other half, put it in a safe account where you're protected by contract law that you could make a boatload of money. So I'm going to show you some indices. I'm going to show you some new products that are out. I'm going to show you some really amazing things that I'm excited about. And I mean, as we speak, the NASDAQ is taking off. The S&P 500, there's some mixed reviews currently this week. However, the trend is high. The NASDAQ is high. The New York Stock Exchange is pumping up. All the indices are bullish right now. Interest rates, for some odd reason, are going up. They're not going down, but as soon as they go down, TMF's going to explode, in my opinion. I'll show you the charts here in a second. But all that to say, with the market commentary stuff, look, I'm going to be doing this every week for a long time. So I'll be talking about things that are popping up. I'm in several mastermind groups. I trade every morning. This is what I do. I enjoy it. So it's just second nature to me to look at the charts. It's second nature to even talk about it because I actually enjoy it. I don't even feel like it's work. I actually enjoy it, as crazy as that sounds. But does your current advisor enjoy it? Does he have the ability to analyze the markets, to put the trader hat on? I know he or she is probably good at financial advisor, but can they actually dissect and analyze the markets? Can they give you a plan? Long-term, short-term. Maybe your short-term investment objective is to make quick cash. Well, we can do that too. Maybe it's long-term. We can do that too. Maybe you're younger and you're just trying to build a retirement. Well, I'll tell you what, a 27-year-old right now could put 20 G's away and never touch it. By the time they're 61 years old, the mathematical projections could be over $2.5 million by the time they're 60. If they wanted to wait to 65, you're talking about $5 million. Just never touching it. Just having the ability to compound with no fees and no risk. It's that simple. So I say all that because there are plenty of opportunity out there. You just have to keep your eyes open. You have to keep on listening, stay engaged, and we want to help you. For those of you that need help with your retirement, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us online at cortezwm.com. More so, you can download our free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. Also, we'll send you a free copy of my book if you book an appointment with us. You can also scan the QR code to get on our calendar for those of you that are more digitally enhanced. And I also built a new website called greenmoneysolutions.com. You simply want to pick how much money you want to protect and grow, securitize it from the government, anti-CBDC, pro-America, this account. I like to say the O.J. Simpson account because he basically killed his wife, got found guilty and civilly, went to jail, making 50 racks a month. They could not even touch him. because he had insurance contract law. He had green money advisors helping him throughout this whole time that he was incarcerated. Plus, when he was making millions as a football or baseball player, he simply just had great advisors. Now, I know you're not a criminal, but it goes to show you that not even the courts were allowed to even touch his money. That can be you. But if you're hanging around with these bigger banks, you're hanging around with these knuckleheads that have shareholders, do they really have your best interests at heart? Have they been tried and true? Has your financial institution been through the ringer? Have they been downgraded by the woke media? Have they been experienced a Russian hybrid attack or electronic attack? Have they gone through the Great Depression? Have they been through natural disasters? Like, these are real questions. The electronic Trojan horses, the cyber attacks, how does that affect? Through the Great Depressions, through the recessions. There's so much stuff that happens to these institutions that a lot of them can't even get out of it. Well, I like the ones that have been kicked in ads, tried and true, born in America, that share those American patriotic values, that have leadership in its core, in its about us, and on its team, that is America only, America first, that will do what is right for the account owners. Those are the companies that I bring to the table that have been tried, true, and vetted. Can you say that about your current portfolio? I don't know. I do not know. So we want to help you. I want to give you some advice, but you just have to give us a call. I can't do it on this podcast, obviously, but just give us a call and we're going to help you. Let's see here. So let me share my screen real quick. All right, guys. So let's look at SPX real quick. We're just going to go down the list real quick. Here's the S&P 500, just a quick market update on December 12th of 2024. We got high projectiles here. We got high traffic, high momentum. Everything's looking good. I'm not even getting red on my traffic lights here. The momentum is looking good. Now, there is a little dip in red, but that could just be a breather. The overall trend on a daily is up. Now, here is the weekly. Basically, each candle bar that uses this AI is on a weekly basis. So even on a weekly basis, a daily basis, a 4-hour basis, we have complete green lights. Got a buy signal back in November 6th, and it's just been going up ever since. You can call it the Trump bump. You can call it Santa rally. You can just say that the deregulation is happening due to Trump getting in. Whatever you want to say. I mean, it could be a culmination of everything, actually. But we are seeing higher highs. So we are in a bullish market. If you could see my my boxes here, they're all green and blue, which is normal. But more importantly, I told you guys, the volatility index is what I look at. And when the markets are going all-time high, the volatility index gets lower. And so we got a sell signal on the 2nd of December. So now this is going to go down, right? So we got a sell signal, meaning that markets are going to go higher because it's going to be less volatile. We're at 14.18 right now. Just in, let's see here. I think it was back in March, we had a 19. We had a 19 back in October. Things got a little heated and it went up to 18. But yes, a high volatility means their markets typically go down and they're violent swings. But I'm sorry, higher volatility, yes, means that. But a lower volatility means the markets are fine and they're going up. And so right now they're painting the picture that markets are doing fine. But typically what happens is, guys, is that, and I'm going to show you on a weekly basis. This is a daily. So daily is still going down, the volatility. But I'm going to go back to the weekly because I can pan out a little further. when we have higher volatility, markets typically go down. And if you guys remember, this was March of 2020. It went up to 42 and a half. For those of you that are trading VIXY, this is a great opportunity to buy, because eventually, as soon as Trump goes through the tariff war, this is going to go up, which is going to bring more people to TMF and to bonds. And I like TMF because TMF is 3 times the Treasury's 20-year Treasury. And so I got a death cross back in November. I told you guys that it should go down maybe to 45. Currently, right now, it's at 47. So I'm not too far off. It could get down even lower. However, I'm thinking that it's hitting an all-time low here. This is on a weekly. Let me go to a daily so I can zoom in a little closer. So yeah, we got a death cross here. It's at 51, and it's still going down. So we have this death cross on TMF. And so this is going down. And what I'm predicting basically on a daily chart is that we have the volatility index. The volatility index is coming down, means the stock market is going up. When this tariff comes down, or if they don't lower interest rates, or whatever banger announcement that we have, or even if we go to Forex Factory and check out all the red folders that are coming out, all the announcements, if any one of those are detrimental, people are going to get scared. The retail investors going to get scared. They're like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have been playing this high this long. I know '08, I know '01, I know '87. I'm retired. I'm moving back to treasuries. That's going to increase the value alone, with that lowering interest rates in January, possibly. Again, they're not going to lower interest rates in December, but maybe they lower it in January again violently, or maybe they just do 25 basis points every time they meet. However, they're going to lower interest rates again. Then that 20-year treasury, every time they lower, these prices go up. So it has like this safety component. Like if we need safety, people are going to run to TLT, which is 20-year treasury. This is leveraged 3 times. So if the TLT or the 20-year treasury goes up 10%, this is going to go up 30%. If it goes down 10%, it would lose 30%. So this is a great trade for someone that's looking for short-term cash. It could be a 6 months to a year hold. I like the option contract, the ability to buy it at 100 strike price. I think this puppy could go up to 400. And it has done that. It has done that. So we want to make sure that we're not putting money in that we can afford to lose. Like this is for someone that can afford to lose $4 or $5 grand. Because if you're buying an option contract, the law says, and the rule is, whatever expiration you buy, your junk is worthless. And so there is risk. There is risk. But you only buy this if you think they're going to lower interest rates. If you don't think they're going to lower interest rates, you don't think the rates will come down, the mortgage rates, the car notes, the credit card rates. If you don't think rates in general are going to go down, the Fed funds rate, do not buy TLT or TMF. Please don't. You will lose your you-know-whats. But if you think the interest rates are going to go down, this is a great play. As a matter of fact, Harry Dent, if you know him, he is recommending. He went out and said TLT is his safe haven, that and gold. Well, speaking of gold, let's check out gold real quick. I've been trading gold, actually. I've been selling it like crazy on day trading it. So we have a death cross here. November 24th. I told you guys gold was going down. Don't buy the hype. That's on a daily. We're going to zoom in a little bit. So gold has a death cross here. It's been going down. It's gone way, way too high. And with Trump kind of solidifying the dollar, securing a dollar, basically pushing his weight, saying, ain't nobody going to take the dollar away from the world stage, and that you better start playing right because the dollar is strong. The dollar has power. The BRICS are a bunch of peanuts. They're trying to emulate the dollar, and he is going to stop this whole BRICS system, This is why Trump wants to introduce crypto and be the world leader in crypto, because the BRICS, they want to have a digital BRICS dollar. And they already started this nonsense. Well, Trump is not playing it, man. Like, he is going to flex, and it's going to be pro-America. So you're going to see precious metals go down a little bit, in my opinion. And I'm speaking from a trading standpoint. Now, long term, I think it will go up. However, we got to be careful when we're looking at precious metals, particularly IRAs. I like, why do you even have an IRA that's invested in something that's not guaranteed? Having precious metals is not guaranteed. It's still speculative. All right. This is why I only recommend 10, 20% of your assets in precious metals. And if you're going to buy precious metals, we want to direct you to our friends at Cornerstone. So Cornerstone is 888-747-3309. Again, 888-747-3309. Cornerstone Asset Metals. Call them. Get the silver shipped right to you. Get the gold shipped right to you. They even do qualified IRAs if you want to buy an IRA, I guess. If you already have one, ship it over to Cornerstone. Their fees are going to be cheaper. Their annual fees are going to be cheaper. They're great group of guys, faith-based and patriotic. And they do exactly what they say they're going to do. So great group of guys, loving them pieces. So definitely have my endorsement over there, and let them know I sent you, so you can get preferred rates. And yeah, that death cross is coming, so it could be a good time to get into precious metals. The other cool part is, let's look at silver, because gold is correlated. Now, a cool part about silver is that it's still going up. I actually like silver better than gold. It's still fairly inexpensive at $31 an ounce, 31,602. I don't have a death cross on this. Actually, I have bullish power on this. This thing could literally catapult. And the reason why there's such a huge demand on silver is because you can't have AI, you can't have track and trace control without silver. So silver is huge. It's 31 an ounce. I mean, go ahead and get you some. Call Cornerstone. I highly recommend getting some silver, but you got to sell it when it reaches an all-time high. And what I recommend for people that have silver is, there's nothing wrong with selling half of what you have and letting the other half just run, whatever it is. But you want to lock in those profits. You want to lock in those profits and put them back into a safe money strategy where you get an actual guarantee on your nest egg. You get a guarantee on your profit. Get a guarantee on your principal, that your principal continues to grow outside of the edicts of the stock market. So definitely have that working for you. So we talked about TMF. I'm going to start bringing up some stocks and some other indices so you guys can look at. For those of you that like Tesla, I talk about Tesla because a lot of people have it, and there's also Bitcoin too. So, yep, just bullish power on Tesla. Got a buy signal in October. It's gone up like crazy, right? So Tesla is looking good, continue to rise. I mean, eventually it will die down. Right now, it's not dying down. It's continuing to rise. Again, I'm not saying buy Tesla all-time high. I'm just saying if you're in it, you're looking good right now. Moving over, shifting over to Bitcoin. Very similar. We got a gold cross October 30th. Boom. It's showing a little bit of pullback here, but overall trend is strong. Even on the weekly channel, on the weekly view, it is smoking, just smoking. I think it's going to hit 120,000. I think it's going to hit this ceiling right here and just plummet back to like 60,000. I don't know when that's going to be. Could be another month. Could be next week. I have no idea. But currently right now it's at 86.40. So it's taken, it's very volatile. Do not buy Bitcoin thinking that you're going to make a killing. You got to be okay losing 40% of your money, like literally in a week. And you have to be okay with that, and okay with dollar cost averaging into it and buying it. I think Bitcoin long-term inside of 10 years will be about $1 million. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, it could be $250,000. I think in 5 years, it would be 5 to 6 years, it'll be over 750,000. Close to 10 years, it'll be $1 million. Just the way Wall Street has implemented it. Larry Fint has a hard on with Bitcoin. All Morningstar, I'm not Morningstar, Vanguard, BlackRock, they have a huge $1 billion staple on Bitcoin. Not just even that, but Trump said he wants to make Bitcoin a reserve currency. He wants Bitcoin to be literally as strong as American dollar. He wants to have the Bitcoin capital of the world to be America. So it is going to be huge. Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million. So if you have one, hang on to it for dear life. Don't be dumb like I did and use it to pay taxes, real estate taxes. Man, I had a good 4 or 5 Bitcoins and I let them go to pay taxes because I didn't want to pay taxes. How dumb was that, man? So, yeah, temporary relief to get a lifetime of regret. Not worth it, man. But I didn't have all these tools. A few years ago. So I'm giving these tools to you guys so we talk about it so we can just move on and be educated, right? So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I've had a huge, let me go to daily here. I've had a huge emphasis on KRE, especially during the election. And KRE is the financials, and it's been going up. Like everything is going up. It's at 63. When we spoke about KRE, it was crashing down from like 49. It went all the way to 39. Actually, it was much higher. It was 60, and it went down 39. It was terrible. So KRE is looks like it's getting better, but I still don't know what's going to happen with the commercial real estate index. So we'll be watching that, as well as let's look at the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 smoking. Buy signal back in September. It's been going up like crazy. Russell 2000. Same thing with New York Stock Exchange. It's all correlated with the S&P, the NASDAQ, just smoking very well. High momentum. You're not really stopping it. It's a freight train. One of my favorite indices, the NASDAQ, which leads me to my next story here. So I wanted to share this with you guys. The NASDAQ is smoking right now. And as you guys know, I like to track some indices and find green money solutions that track certain indices. So there is another index that I want to talk about that is in our Green Money Solutions platform that most of you have not heard about it because it's brand new. And so I want to present something to you right now that I really think that you need to either A, sign up for or take advantage of, or at least hear about it, and then contact me if it's a right fit. For those of you that don't know the NASDAQ stands for National Associations of Dealers Automation Quotation Systems. It was really big in the 80s and 90s because technology thrived. And through all of that, we've seen some impeccable returns since the 70s. I'm going to show you the returns, actually. First year, 17%. It lost 60% in 73 and 74. Gained another, call it 56, 57% from 75 to 76. Another 7% at 12. Fast forward to 79 at 28, 33. Historically speaking, as of late, 08, it lost 40%. The following year made 43, 17. 2013, it did 38. Are you getting these returns in your portfolio? 38, a 13, a 5, a 7, a 28. It lost 3.8% in 2018. Holy smokes, 2019, 35, a 43, 43. This year, it's up 32%, guys. Last year was up 43%. Just in 2 years alone, it's up 75%. What if I told you today I can get you in the NASDAQ We can make returns off the NASDAQ. 85% of your money will be credited. We'll make 85% of this index and it'll be credited into a free account that also gave you a 15% bonus. So yes, if you had $100,000, so $100,000 goes in. Day one, you're at 115 plus that 32%. We got to times that by 8. You make 85% of that, which is $27,000, guys. So 115 plus 27,000. Year one, I'm sorry, you're at $142,000. You're making 85% of the NASDAQ. If you got in last year, holy smokes, that would have been 43% plus the 32 had you gotten in January of 2023, which is 75, which would be 63,000. So 115 plus 63,000, you're at 178. You daggone near doubled your money. Guys, contact me quick because this is going to go away. We have access to a A-rated carrier that has given us 85% of the NASDAQ. And with AI being its main focus for the next decade, you're going to want to be in the NASDAQ. You're going to want to have it safely. So if the NASDAQ goes down, and when it goes down huge, right? So at 33, it didn't do too bad in 2018, but it went in the early 2000 .com.bombs. Yeah, it went down tremendously, 40%, 21, a 31, a 17% in the 90s. 87 went down by 5. Let's see here. Anyways, when it goes down, subsequently, there's some bad years and there's also some amazing years. However, all that risk is taken out because you're getting a zero anytime the index goes down. With the safe money strategies, you get a 15% bonus and 85% of this index. So if you want access to it, your money's not in the market. It's guaranteed by insurance contract law. It's in a safe money account that only makes money on the index when it goes up. It doesn't lose. And guess what? You don't lose to fees. So there are only 2 programs right now that I trust that can grow your asset, typically double within 4 to 6 years with no fees. Government can't have access to it. Only you can. Give me a call to make sure it's available in your state because it is controlled by state offerings, so you speak, because they're insurance contract law. They're insurance contracts, basically. So give us a call or go to greenmoneysolutions.com right now. Completely amazing. Now, if I look at the index, it is pumping up, and this is on the weekly, guys. It is, the channel is wide open. This is not going down anytime soon. And with AI taking off, you're going to want to have access to this. You're going to want to have a taste and participate in the upswings without getting hurt. It's like going to home plate and swinging at the home run derby and never striking out. So it's pretty amazing. Anyways, guys, I wanted to share that new index with you. I'm really excited about it. So, when it comes to money, people get frantic. People get emotional. We tend to go towards our emotions when it comes to, when we think about retirement, when we think about our emotions, we have these belief systems and we continue to find evidence to support our belief system, whether it's good or bad, whether it's conducive to your mindset, conducive to your marriage, your faith, whatever. We all have this belief system and we find evidence to back up this belief system. Well, I encourage you to create a new belief system. And that belief system is God is real. Jesus is your Lord and Savior. You are a sinner and you can't live life without the blood of Christ. And so more importantly, it is huge. It's a huge thing just to ask God, can you write my name in a book of life? And if you've never asked him that, I encourage you to do that right now. There is a scripture that reminds me of this because we are blessed with his word. Heaven and earth will disappear, but my words will never disappear. Matthew 24:35. He says in his word that he has us in the palm of his hand. His word says his grace is sufficient enough. Doesn't matter what sin you have in your life. His grace supersedes it. Doesn't matter if you feel like a failure. His grace supersedes it. Heaven and earth will disappear, but my words will never disappear. And he says that he loves you. He knows the number of hairs on your head, that he'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. And so part and the whole aim of this podcast is to make sure that you're okay, not just financially, but more importantly, spiritually, because none of this means anything if you don't have a relationship with Christ. So if that's you, I implore you to close your eyes and just ask God into your heart. God, I am a sinner. I can't live this life without you. I need a savior. Please forgive me. Teach me about the sin that's in my life so I can walk away from it. And let me acknowledge you as my Father. And I need you for the rest of my life. Simply that. And your name will be in the book of life. Watch all the things that happen to you, by the way. You become more friendlier. Your anxiety goes down. Your peace levels are going through the roof. Like, there is power in accepting Christ as your Lord and Savior. There is a stoicism that you will naturally embrace, that nothing will ever prosper. No weapon will ever prosper against you or against your family, because your confidence comes from the Lord. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate everybody that's listening to us. And don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel on Scriptures on Wall Street. Also, don't forget to visit us at CortezWM.com. You guys been amazing. We've had the new website, greenmoneysolutions.com. If you want our guide to find out a little bit if we're a good fit or not, AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. Let me send you a book. So give us a call. And all you got to do is let us speak to you. Let us help you out. We're God-fearing patriots, and we want to work with God-fearing patriots. God bless you. And thank you for all the emails on my nasty allergies. It's been a huge, huge help. So God bless, and we'll talk soon.